I think that was my plastic mask that came in.
Welcome to the Talk It Out Show. I'm your host, Joanne. We would like to let you know that this show is for entertainment purposes only. If you want to look us up on Facebook or Twitter, look us up at Talk It Out Show. And if you want to email us any of your questions, go ahead and email us at talkitoutshow@gmail.com. And if you need to physically send any of your questions to us, send it to our P.O. Box at P.O. Box 901043, Portland, Oregon 97290. All right, well, as you know, I have my panel of lovely ladies. I'm going to introduce those lovely ladies to you. We have Leah.
Hello, everyone.
And we have our lovely Lauren.
Hello.
All right, you guys, happy Friday. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to us. We want to help one of our listeners out there. All right, this says, I have been with my man for 5 years now. We are childhood friends who met up again before my breakup of my ex of 11 years. He was not the reason why, guys. Well, I know his family, yet I haven't been reintroduced to them since I'm now with him again. Also, I feel he is dodging the thought of marriage since every time I discuss it, he will say he wants to be with me forever, but never mentions us husband and wife. He's a very good man. He's helped me with bills, came to the needs of my 2 boys, and is a great lover. There's an issue though. He recently moved out of his apartment and back with his mom. I have a feeling he's actually moved in with his ex because he doesn't answer my calls all the time. It's just a little odd. So I'm wondering what to do. Also, he gave me an ultimatum. When my youngest graduates, he will move in with me. Please offer some advice or comfort.
Okay, so sorry for my technical difficulties.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Do I need to read it again?
Yeah, can you please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah.
All right. I have been with my man for 5 years now. Okay. We are childhood friends who met up again before my breakup of my ex of 11 years. He was not the reason why. Well, I know his family, yet I haven't been reintroduced to them since I've now been with him. Also, I feel that he is dodging the thought of marriage since every time I discuss it, he will say he wants to be with me forever, but never mentions as husband and wife. He is a very good man. He's helped me with bills, came to the needs of my 2 boys, and is a great lover. There's an issue though. He recently moved out of his apartment and back with his mom. I have a feeling he's actually moved in with his ex because he doesn't answer my calls all the time. It's just a little odd. So I'm wondering what to do. Also, he gave me an ultimatum. When my youngest graduates, he will move in with me. Please offer some advice or comfort.
I don't know what the ultimatum is.
Yeah.
He's saying that he's got to move in with her when her youngest son graduates.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let's hear that again. I'm sure I was confused. I might be the only one, but I want to hear it again.
You want to hear it again? Okay. Well, she's saying there's an issue that he recently moved out his apartment and back with his mother.
Okay.
But she says, I have a feeling he's actually moved in with his ex because he doesn't answer my calls all the time. It's just a little odd, so I'm wondering what to do. And she said, also, he gave me an ultimatum. When my youngest graduates, he will move in with me. Please offer some advice or comfort. I think the ultimatum in the sense that she's talking about, like, he won't ever, like, they don't talk about marriage, he's not talking about, he loves her, but he don't talk about marriage. He's not, that whole area he's not touching, like husband, wife, no, that, like, they're not touching that.
So,
and she was with him years ago, before the relationship she had for 11 years, and so he hasn't, since they've been back together all this time, he hasn't reintroduced her to his family again, because the family knew her back then, years ago, but since she hasn't been reintroduced, and she's been with him for 5 years.
as Steve Harvey would say, he's not that into you.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
That's what I'm wondering, because
he's not that into you. We're wasting your time. Hit the road, Jack. No, for real, yeah, because he's not that into you. I mean, he moved in with his mother, and he doesn't return your call. He's just not that into you. So why waste any more of your time on that relationship? Okay, that's my pet peeve, y'all. If you put all your efforts into the relationship, guess what? you put all your efforts into that relationship. Meaning that all of your emotions, all your everything is into this relationship, and they don't care. If they're not sending it back, you sit back. Women, please stay in your position. Let him call you. Let him do all the efforts. You wouldn't be asking, what should I do? You don't know what to do because you're in this all by yourself, and you can't do it by yourself. And so you're like, what can we say to give you some more ammunition to make him do what you want him to do? And he's not there. He's just not into you. You don't have to have a man. You don't have to ask a man to show you any kind of affection when he loves you. You don't, because he's already there. He's already doing it. If you feel lonely and you call and he doesn't return your call, you're asking him to come over. He don't. No, you know he's not that into you. So just cut your losses before it becomes a bullet wound. Just those you got a little paper cut. Just put a little Band-Aid around it and move on.
Move on.
Wow,
That's what she said. Move on. And really, she's so honest about it, and it's so truthful. Because my thing is, we put too much energy on what could have been or should be. And we're putting too much faith in somebody to make us happy. And the first thing you got to learn is to learn to love yourself and make yourself happy.
Absolutely.
Now, if you calling him and he ain't answering, he could be doing something. I didn't get how that meant he was living with another girl. I know if I live with my mom, I'm doing other stuff. The phone ain't around me. I'm around family all the time. But, you might know something that you're not putting in the text that got you to assume that he's with the girlfriend. Him not answering the phone didn't do it for me. I'm just letting you know.
Well, that's why I thought the same thing. I was like, especially if you did move in with your family members, a lot of times we're family, so we don't really. You're not necessarily saying that we're going to be paying attention to that, because we're doing family stuff. Being around family is different than like if we're, somewhere doing something else. And a lot of times we can get consumed with family stuff, and it not necessarily mean that we're trying to avoid you.
Exactly.
We're dealing with the family stuff. You know what I mean?
And so that's what I said. That didn't move me. So there must be something in there that's more, because even when she did the ultimatum, it wasn't an ultimatum. He just said, when your youngest son move out, I'm moving in. I didn't see an ultimatum. That's why I was asking what was the ultimatum.
Yeah, I'm like, it's an ultimatum. I'm like, I won't move in with you now until he graduates.
Or I'm moving in when your son move out, or we ain't gonna be together. I don't know what the ultimatum is. You did not leave me any information. Because I didn't, unless I don't know the definition of an ultimatum.
Right.
Look, what I got in my head, that is not, I didn't hear an ultimatum in there. And I think you are, to me, besides what Lauren is saying, what I got out of this just is you're needy.
Yeah, probably.
And stuff like that. And I understand. My thing is, I know when I was younger, I always said I don't want my sons to bring me any girl that he wasn't serious about. I'm totally different now that I'm older. I want to know all the girls if they serious or not, because I just got to check, because they might fall in love with somebody I don't want. I don't know if the family liked you back in the day, and he don't know how to bring it up to him. I don't know anything, because literally you didn't give us any information whatsoever. Like, why doesn't he want to reintroduce you to the family? And if you don't know, that means you did not talk to him about it, so he doesn't know how important it is to you.
Yeah.
There's this thing we talk about all the time in the Talk It Out show, because we like to talk things out. It's communicate. And I don't believe there's any communication to go off of. So all I could do is agree with Lauren, because literally you didn't give us any info.
It wasn't
right. Like literally, it's no information whatsoever. And I think you just assume that we all should read your mind. I don't know you. And if I do know you, I would not be able to read your mind. And I think you want the same thing from him. He should not be able to pick up the phone every time you call. Unless you say, I'm calling you at 3:45, then yes, okay, at 3:45, he should be able to pick up the phone. And not, baby, I'm going to call you right back, is what the conversation should be. But right now, I'm not getting what your point is in this conversation, because you left me, you gave me bits and pieces, and you didn't feel like
It's not
very vague.
really detailed
And I'm
I
like,
mean, you're
different
saying,
question.
hey, yeah, like I said, you're sitting there saying there's this ultimatum, and throughout the whole entire question, we can't even figure out what the ultimatum is. I know I can't. I can't.
I mean,
figure
the
out.
title is ultimatum, and I didn't get an
I
ultimatum.
didn't see that. Unless, like I said, unless the ultimatum was because you're saying that there's no conversation in regards to the marriage or husband and wife type thing or whatever, and basically it's like, oh, I'm not going to step further into this relationship with you until your son graduates. That's the only thing I can see as the ultimatum. But still, at the end of the day, like she's saying, the communication is what's important, and you haven't even communicated. If you guys haven't talked about that, and that's an issue that you wanted to talk about, why haven't you brought it up yourself? Marriage.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
why
there's no
haven't you?
communication, and the reason
Mm.
I'm saying it,
Mm.
Lydia is saying it, not nobody else. Lydia is saying the reason that I know there's no communication is the way you gave me this bunk letter. This bunk letter told me you do not know how to communicate,
Yeah.
and that's something you need to work on.
Yeah.
Because if you gave me this,
Yeah.
you wanted me to read your mind, and I don't know you. Joanne don't know you, and Lauren don't know you, and if Valerie was here, she don't know you either.
Yeah.
And you gave us a vague conversation.
Yeah.
Period. So that's why I know you don't know how to communicate, and you're just assuming he's reading your mind and being able to do that. And that's one of the biggest cause
Yeah.
of a relationship. They call it communication. I call it women want a man to read their mind. And I'm sorry, unless you got a mind reader as a man, you are out of place and you're wrong. I want another question because you didn't want no help from us anyway because you didn't give us any information.
There was not no information.
So next.
All right, here we go. So this one says, I'm with a guy. I've been with him seriously for about a year. He has his own place and I have mine. But he stays with me every day. Never goes home but to get clothes. I mean literally never goes home. So I told him, I think he should help with the bills since he's always here. He told me he has his own bills and can't help me. He has me feeling like because I'm asking him for money, I'm gold digging. But I feel it's only right. If he want to play King Ding-a-ling, he should provide. Am I wrong?
Girl, no, you ain't wrong, girl. You is not wrong. And I like that King Ding-a-ling. That's the title I should have put on there. King Ding-a-ling. Ultimatum was horrible.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Oh, yes, boo.
Yeah.
No, you are not right. He there every day, all day, living with you
Man.
anyway, and paying for an apartment over there. No, yes, you. Don't tell me you ain't got no money because you over here all the time. So
Right,
figure it out.
right.
You need to pay half the rent, half the electric, half the matter of fact, put the electric and the gas and the water in my
Right.
name. You pay the rent, it's going in your name. I don't care how you guys want to do it. You guys can combine all that. I do not care. I agree with you 100%. You was right, and you stand on your 2 feet about it. Or don't be coming over my house, staying the night every night like this. We can spend the night over each other's house, go back and forth. I leave some clothes at your house, you leave some clothes at my house and call it a day. Because regardless, at the end of the day, you should be providing me food anyway to eat because we taking out.
Right.
So I'm really making it cheaper on you because you should be taking me out, whining, dining me, serving me up, and making me feel like the queen.
Like he hasn't paid nothing that whole time.
That's what I'm
or
saying.
whatever. Like
Because he over there paying his rent, which is fine. Stay over there paying your rent. But you over here paying here, you just gonna pay too.
Yeah.
And no, she's not a gold digger, honey. You are not a gold digger. You just want a woman who wants a man who's gonna provide.
Yeah.
And if he over there, just like a roommate or anybody else, you expect them to dish out some money that's over your house. And he feel like because he paying the rent over there, that he don't need to pay your bills. And he playing that. He playing on that. And you're right. Stand down and say, boo. You gonna pay her? Ain't no. I don't care what your little King Ding-a-ling.
Clink.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Queen Pussy ain't having it. Ta-da!
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. When I say Queen Pussy ain't having it, King Ding-a-ling, and you ain't gonna be satisfied if Queenie don't let you have in me.
Right. That's sure the truth.
I'm on your side, girl.
So they probably, to me, I mean, if he's not gonna do that, then they need to make it to where like he's not there all the time. Like he needs to go home. He can't be there every day.
He want to be there every day. He just don't want to pay her bills. He don't want to help that. He don't want to feel like he doing anything for her in that sense. Like I don't want to help. No.
Or maybe then they would feel like he'd have to admit how he feels, like he really wants to be with her.
How
type of
often do
thing.
you go over there?
That's every day.
Now, how often do you go to his crib? Because he might not have an apartment.
Yeah, he can't get. I mean, she can't go over there every day. Yeah. She said he's every single day.
And that's why you go over there.
Yeah. You
go over there.
Yeah, it's probably like over there. I'm going over there. Even if he's with roommates with somebody or whatever, it don't matter. You just go over there because he probably paid. He don't want to help you out. He don't want to help you.
So why you paying more electricity for another person being in there? You go there and
use
up their electricity and all their water and all their groceries and all their gas and whatever else you got. Use it up over there because apparently if he don't want to be a man, then he don't need to be at your crib. Now we gonna call King Dingaling Little Dingaling because he doing little things. I don't care if he knock your back out and you having an orgasm you ain't never squirting all over the dang place. I don't care. If he can't stand up and be a man on his two legs, then he don't need to be a man on a one leg. Tell me.
Lord, no,
that should be a quote right there.
She making all kind of little quotes going on. We need a t-shirt, merch. We got merch. I got some merch. I'm telling you, I need to write every time you say something like that. Because we need t-shirts, y'all. Y'all need to be able to get
I'm just saying.
Yeah, she was rapping earlier. I don't even know she realized she was rapping earlier.
I was rapping?
With his rhyming and everything.
Girl,
man.
y'all don't even know I'm a rapper.
You got her all fired up and she just going. I'm like, my goodness.
Woo!
I said, oh my, this is nice.
I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta think about stuff like that. We don't think about the things that's happening because we're so in love and we're so happy to be with who we are and he's a good man and all that. But if we let them slide on little things, it's gonna get bigger. And this is really a big thing, you know what I mean? Because if he's there every day and all that, he basically already living with you, so paying your bills and you guys splitting bills down the middle or however you guys want to do it financially is your business. Not my business what you do with yourself financially. But if he ain't willing to help, then I'm not looking at you like, what? And I understand you have other bills and knock them down because you're over here anyway. So it ain't like, oh, move in with me. You already moved in, boo.
Right.
So like I said earlier, it don't take a man just to be a man because he knows how to knock your back out and give you orgasms you ain't never had and squirting all over the place like you ain't never squirted before and you feeling relieved, probably even lost some weight and all that because sex was that good. We don't care. If you can't stand up and be a man and help provide financially, it's not just sexually, there's emotionally, sexually, financially, and put them in the order you want to. Because it's up to you, because it ain't my business. It's up to you how you do your stuff. But I'm just saying, it should be all well-rounded together. And he needs to start standing on his two legs. Right. And maybe you need to get him off his third leg until he can stand on his two.
Well, yeah, and I guess, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about, because Lydia couldn't help with this, because I'm listening, I'm so, that was a good thing. I mean, I guess got all riled up with the King Dingling, I guess. But, I think because a lot of times people think so differently, and I'm like wondering, but I do know how men could feel that way, especially in these relationships. Say you're with somebody and you're like, okay, well, because that's how it is. You meet somebody, you're with them or whatever, and usually if you guys were dating, it would be different, like in the sense of like the dating, like how Lydia tells us to date.
Yes.
And go put, so he would be spending the money that he does spend, on taking you out and stuff like that instead of just coming basically Netflix and chilling, basically.
Exactly.
I think that seems to be what's going on, is he's Netflix and chilling. So then that takes that, and see the thing is and then my thing is that you evidently are just in a relationship because you're not dating others, you're being with him. And you couldn't have an opportunity to be with anybody else because he's there all the time, as you're saying. He's there all the time.
So you ain't going out to eat all the time. You're not going to the movie.
No.
You're not doing any dating material, so it ain't dating. We in a relationship. And he might try to act like it ain't one, but you is. And go ahead, because I just jumped in.
No, it's good. I want you to say it, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's what I'm saying. So my thing is because of the fact that you're not dating him, and he's came in and he's just chilling. He's at the house. He's eating. He's there all the time. He's getting the benefits, everything. You know what I mean? And you guys only been together for a year. So my whole thing is you didn't even date other people to know if he was the one. You just made him the one, and he's in your house all the time, in your place. So you would have opportunity to date anybody else if you wanted to, because he's there. So he needs to be at his own place and taking you out and dating you or whatever. And then you actually would see if he really wants to, that he would want to be with you or not, because he may not want to, because he may think it's not worth it. Because you know how they always say, oh, why try to buy the cow if they milk for free? You done gave him the milk.
No, it's worth it because he's already there.
Well, that's
it's
what I'm
not
saying.
the time. It's just the money.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't want to give up my place because this is your place. I really believe that with the man. It's I don't want to give up my place to be with you because then you can easily kick me out. So I have my own place. So, but I got to still pay the bills over here. I still got to do this over here. If you don't got no roommates, he can still have that place over there and cut off all the electricity, gas, water, because you don't need all that.
Right.
You just have an empty apartment that you pay for, or use it as a business. And that be your business area, or kick in the spot where you and the homeboys kick it, so y'all ain't got to spend money at the club. You got your own little private club in your apartment. You do whatever. I don't care how it goes, but you should be helping the your girlfriend, your woman, whoever, at her place. Because I understand, I can visualize that the man must really like her because he's there 24/7. She ain't saying he over here going out all night and all. It's really he's there all the time. He can help pay the bills, and he's making her feel like a gold digger. And I get that, but I think what it is he's probably lived with a woman before, and she's like, this is my place, you up in my place, and he had to start all over, and he doesn't want to do that until he's married or whatever the case may be.
Right.
And I'm gonna go with that benefit because I don't know the whole story, because I'm just going off of what you guys write. You write me this, and I'm gonna go off and make my own storyline in my head, and that's where we're gonna go with it. So I think that's what it is. He just doesn't want to give up that opportunity to lose his place, and then she be telling when they get in an argument, get out. She can tell him to get out now, and it don't bother him, and he go to his place. Keep your place. That could be a spot for the guy. Just cut down all your bills over there. Or get a roommate.
You talking about her cut down on her bills in the sense that
him.
Yeah.
He cut down his bills at his apartment. Like he could get a roommate at that apartment, and they pay out the rent, and then that person over there pays the electric, the water, and so I'm gonna give you an example of how you should do it. So say your rent is, and I'm making up some stuff right now. It's a low number. I'm making up. Yeah. Your rent is $1,000 a month. The person that is renting, your roommate, is gonna pay you $800 a month. You pay $200.
Yeah.
So what's included in there is the electric, the gas, the water bill, and the $500 rent.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what it is.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
I was thinking something like that.
So then you only really gonna pay the $200 for the rent, plus maybe $150 for the utilities or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you only got one bedroom, that person is just renting out that room. If she kick you out, you sleep on your couch.
Yeah.
Until that person's time is up to leave.
Yeah.
And that's how you should do it.
Right.
That way you're not having a lot of issues with the situation. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, you guys see my assistant walking in. But those are the things, thank you, sweetie. Those are the things that you have to look at and apply those to you at the same time. So that's what I'm talking about, is you want to make sure that he wants to make sure that he needs to keep his place. And you could go, well, I would never do that. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know that.
And you guys have to understand, you can't, just because you say you're not going to do something, doesn't make a person feel secure.
Right.
I don't care how much he trusts you, I don't care, doesn't make a person feel secure. So remember that when you're having a conversation as well.
Because we don't know what people have gone through in the past either.
Yeah.
We don't, that's the thing about people, we don't know, people's past or whatever, and there can be triggers, there could be, there could be things that, we don't know that have affected them. And like she's saying is, you could try to say it over and over and convince him all over, He's not gonna feel that way, because that's what, and women do that all the time. They'll say that, oh, I'll never do that, and then all of a sudden you guys get in a big old argument, get out, you just said, that's what you're saying, and then it's like, okay, here we are, exactly what I said or thought was gonna happen, I'm here. So, and then a lot of times that does happen, because what I'm noticing is like once people get into those situations, it's almost like, oh, I got them. You know what I mean? Like I got it, and then they can't go nowhere because they ain't got no place to stay. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And people don't get that. That's why I will have to say, she can laugh at me if she wants to, because she's been happily married for umpteen years. I give her kudos. But to me, I feel a lot of times when people get married or things like that, they be like, oh, now I got them. It's like once they get that control, then they change, and then they be like trying to control you, and oh, you do this, do that. When they wasn't that way before, and I wasn't acting like
And
that.
so I'm going to go on this conversation because I agree with her on this conversation. But this is the thing I tell everybody. I don't care if you're married. I really don't. I'm married. I don't care if you're married or if you're not. Whatever you allow somebody to do, they're going to do. Yes, in people's minds is different. So when they get married, they might be like, okay, I expect us to be around each other all day long, every day. You going to have to be like, but I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not my marriage. That's not what I thought in marriage. And that's where this thing called communication comes to light. And you could go, I can't do that. I can't live and breathe being up under you like that. I still need to be going over here. I need to still be going over there. And those are things to do. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying stay single while you're married either. No. So the best way to say it is like, I've always, I never put a man before my friends. I've never. Because I never liked it. So I never did it. So what I did do is I had this thing where I still kick it with my friends. I still had like my cell group with the church. I still had this. I still did those things, but I just made sure my husband was satisfied when he was home. And I'm not talking just sex. I'm talking about everything, food-wise, everything. He was satisfied. He was complete. Gave him some ideas of what he could do. You know, you and the fellas could come over, play some video game, kick it. You know, even the kids is here. You can have them in the room. They can have these type of parties. I made everything just like in control to that area, so you're not missing me. I'm going out with my girls. I'm going out with the girls. We doing this, and sometimes I would even invite them. Do you want to come out with the girls? So sometimes my husband would be the only one with the girls. We was fine with that because I didn't have to hide anything, and everybody knows how my mouth is. And you know, I talk about sex, and I'm gonna be completely honest. So that's how I'm gonna be. So those are the things that I look at when I tell people. Yes, people have their own mind, and they do want to constrict you. And I've seen marriages that way. But I've also seen the women or the men be like, but you're not doing that to me. Like, we're going to be as one, and I'm going to spend time with you, and I'm going to love you, and we're going to do this. But we don't have to be constricted. You create your marriage the way you want. And that's, keep trying to say, get out your fantasy of what you thought a marriage is, or what you thought you saw a marriage is, or what you believe a marriage is. And then create what you guys have together that bonds so both of you guys can breathe in the marriage. Because it's so important for both couples to be able to breathe. And, you know, and stuff like that. So like I said, I agree with Joanne talking about people do that, and the people are miserable. And I'm like, create the marriage the way you want it. And you'd be like, well, because I'm married, I want to respect my husband. But if it's going to constrict you, if you're choking to death because of it, you can't breathe, but you don't want to tell your husband, and then you die in the marriage, well, he didn't save me. Well, he didn't know you was dying.
Yeah, he didn't know what to do.
So you have to be, again, there's always communication when you build into this.
So now I'm thinking about this person here.
Yeah.
Basically, they can have an understanding to where it would not be uncomfortable, or you know, if they have an understanding to where it could work, and they're knowing it's not going to be like this uncomfortable thing.
And come up with the ideas that we gave, like the simple. I understand you keep in your apartment. Maybe you're nervous because this and this and this, and I'm not fighting that. Right. You can get a roommate, so if you ever feel like you need to leave, you can stay on the couch. Or if he has an extra bedroom, give the roommate the bigger bedroom for right now, and say this is with him. But after a month, if I have to move back in, I want you to take the other bedroom.
Make sure there's a futon, or the couch is a futon or a hot bed in there.
Yeah, or something. Like you know, and create that, or just make it a party night. So you keep all your electricity and all that, because electric bill, if you're not using the electric, the water, and all that, it's only gonna be like $10 each. Keep it that way, and then when you have guys come over, say, okay, everybody come to my house. What you would spend at a club would be this much. You spend here, and that helps towards your rent.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, that makes sense. She got all kind of ideas.
I can make it work.
That is, yeah,
and
don't be uncomfortable. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People have to think a little bit more. And like I said, and that's good. Like she's saying, you guys asked us, and so that's a good thing because sometimes we don't, I think too, especially because I'm getting older, a lot of times some things are just right there. I can have ideas for everybody else, and then I'm stuck not even thinking of the ideas for myself. So you need sometimes a sounding board like you're asking us. And so this is good. We're throwing some ideas at you guys because it can work. If you guys are in a relationship and you guys really are into each other and you guys are gonna make it work, then yeah, I mean that doesn't necessarily mean like you are not supposed to be together like that. But also too, like I said, it just seems like you kind of had him. He's just been with you and he's just there all the time. It's like he never really dated you. But if that's who you're gonna be with, that's who you're gonna be with. You know what I mean? And so my whole thing is if you're gonna be together like that, make each other feel comfortable in that situation. You know
exactly.
what I mean? Because when he come at you and give him that. Now my thing is, if you come to him with these things and then he's still be thinking, oh, you trying to be gold digger, oh, then no, you got to go, King Ding Lane.
No, you need to really ask him.
Yeah.
Ask him what goes in his mind because sometimes, and we all do it. We do it to each other. We do it. Period. Our brain thinks one thing, and so you gotta understand. Like I remember my cousin and my mom were like, "Don't you ever give no man no money." So I didn't give no man no money ever. So when I meant that I didn't buy him no gifts. The biggest gift he got was a card. And I got the cheapest card to say happy birthday. I wouldn't, if I could, I would, girl. But I'm just saying, so it's the way you take it. Yeah. So I remember when my husband and I have now, my mom, we weren't even married yet. I don't even think he proposed. No, he didn't propose yet. And all I know, my mom bought him a gift, which made me feel like I had to buy him a gift because if my mom bought him a gift, I had to buy him a gift. But I would have never bought him a gift. And even when I get married, I would still buy probably little trinkets. I wouldn't have did the stuff that I do now because it was embedded in my head. But I'm just saying this.
You got to be here now.
Yeah, I do. But it was embedded in my head. Don't spend the money on the man because you don't want the man to use you for money. And so you got to understand, for him to say gold digger, and it's like, bro, you've been here every day. What are you talking about? Then that is when he's been brainwashed.
Yes, exactly.
Because I have to almost stop myself with my kids. Because I'll be like, oh, they only want you for your money. And I have to stop them. But it's like, at the same time, they might want you for your money, but you're going to have to control that situation yourself. And I try not to say these women are gold diggers and stuff because I know how it penetrates. But I'm like, why are you doing all this for this girl? Y'all ain't married, I want you to spoil the girl so she knows that she's going to get a man. But I don't want you to put yourself in a predicament that that's all she wants you for at the same time. So you might need to really talk to him and figure out why that was the word. Or I don't think he said it, but he made you feel like it. Why? Because if you can figure out the why, you might can fix it. And then he can create all the stuff that I told you on his own.
Exactly.
But if his mom and the females is like, no, these girls are gold digging, and they saw girls actually gold digging, he can't separate the factors of knowing who's gold digging and who's not.
Exactly.
And I have to say that only because of a mother and I have boys, and I look at my sons, and I'm not even gonna lie, I've said, y'all act like bitches with these girls. Like, I don't even understand. And that's how I look at it, because I'm like, dudes don't do this. You can still. I've been spoiled by dudes, and they never had to do half the stuff my boys are doing. So I've never seen it. So I have to. Sometimes I just sit there like this. But don't best believe I don't get with my mom and stuff and be like, my boys act like a little bitch. Because I'm like, you're doing too much when you don't have to. I want you to be able to spoil your woman. I want you to be able to do things. But sometimes I'm just like, what? So you doing this for your girls and you can't do this for your mama, your sisters, your grandmother? I mean, because we females in your life. So you going to do more with these females that might not stay in your life than you going to do with the ones that are constantly in your life. Like, we are here regardless how much you get on our last nerves, whatever. We are here, and that girl is not promised because you're not married to her. So you ain't separated from us yet because you're not married to her. And you doing all this, I got to stand back and look. And that's where my mind is. And if I put all that onto my son, I can guarantee you my son will be looking at girls like they're gold diggers. So that's why I said you really need to talk to him first. to find out. Because then you could tell, oh, he just don't want to do nothing. Then you know.
Right.
Or he didn't think about the idea with his apartment, then you understand. But you can't just assume that these ideas doesn't work when his mindset has been trained this way. And I promise you, I almost trained my son like that. And if you have a child, you probably almost train your kids the same way. So think about that. We don't know how powerful our words are. They might not show us that they're listening, but a lot of times they are listening to us. So.
And I give you kudos for knowing that, you know, hey, after a while, you're like, hey, what's going on? This guy's here all the time. You know, he'll pay. We got to do this differently, because you know a lot of people don't understand when another body is in our house. Stuff is consumed more. You know, you using more water, you more electricity, you know, everything. People don't get that. They just think that, oh well, why are they bothering me with this such and such, when they have no idea that stuff increased. Then bills increase.
Yes, they do.
You know, and so people don't get that. And so, you know, my thing is, if like she said, if you would take your butt over to his place, he'll see his bills increase.
And they gonna want your money.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna be like, you a gold digger?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I ain't messing with no broke.
Right. Now you understand what I'm talking about, okay? So yeah, now like I said, who she said, who calling who the gold digger at this point? So that's what I'm saying. He has to, and maybe he may have to see that at first. Maybe he has to see that for himself in order to go, okay, now you see what I'm talking about. It's just, the stuff rises, the bills, you know, it costs more, you know. This ain't just free, you know what I'm saying? You know. We'll be tripping. For real.
They do be tripping.
They do. But I'm glad you guys, thank you so much for sending in those questions to us, and we thank you so much. You guys, you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and tune in to us, because we're going to be right here on the Talk It Out Show. Woo-hoo!